Good morning, and a warm welcome to your show, Sunny Mornings, Ocean Beach. I'm your host, Melissa, and it's Tuesday, September 30th. You'll be interested to know, 139 years ago, today in 1882, Thomas Edison began operation of the first commercial hydroelectric power plant in Appleton, Wisconsin, a pioneering achievement in renewable electricity generation that illuminated factories and homes and heralded a new era of clean energy. So now you know. And now, it's time for the Surf Report. Tuesday at Ocean Beach. This morning, it's looking fair with waves around 4 to 6 feet. Conditions hold steady through the morning, but by noon, they shift to choppy as winds pick up to 12 miles per hour. Expect onshore winds throughout the day, making for bumpy conditions as the afternoon progresses. Best time to ride is at 7 a.m. with a 4-foot high tide, when the west-northwest swell is 4 feet at 12 seconds, and the onshore wind is 4 miles per hour. The first high tide on Tuesday will be 4.5 feet at 8:45 a.m., followed by a 3.5-foot low tide at 12:45. The nearshore buoy in San Francisco Bar reads 61 degrees for the water temperature. Conditions remain fair with waves around 4 to 6 feet on Wednesday, but choppy conditions develop later in the day. Thursday sees similar heights, but the wind shifts to sideshore, leading to increasingly challenging surf. By Friday, conditions stay choppy with consistent 4 to 6 foot waves, but a slight improvement occurs in the morning before the wind picks up. This morning, there's a slight chance of light rain, and it feels like 62 degrees with 7 mile per hour wind. The sunset will take place at 6:54, and it will rise again tomorrow at 7:05. It looks like we're in for a slight chance of rain before 11 a.m., with partly sunny skies and a high near 64, along with a light southwest breeze. Tonight, expect mostly cloudy conditions with rain likely after 11 p.m., a low around 60, and light winds. Looking ahead in the weather, Wednesday will be cloudy with rain likely and a high near 64, with a south wind around 7 to 12 miles per hour and about a 1 in 3 inch of rain possible. Thursday and Friday are quieter and mostly sunny to partly sunny, with highs near 63 and nights staying mild in the mid to upper 50s. Bonjour, food enthusiasts. This podcast is brought to you by Versailles Cafe and Pastries in Encinitas. Nestled on El Camino Real South, just north of Encinitas Boulevard, this cafe is a haven for culinary delights. Indulge in their amazing Eggs Benedict or their gluten-free crepes. You can grab a panini for lunch or just breeze on through to get your morning coffee. They are open every day from 8 to 5. So stop on by and don't forget to tell them Sunny Morning sent you. In local news, salmon have reached a remarkable milestone in their journey after the removal of 4 dams on the Klamath River, with video captured of a Chinook salmon passing the first of 2 remaining dams last week. This ascent up the fish ladder at Kano Dam marks the farthest point salmon have traveled since the lower dams were removed. The dam removal project, the largest in U.S. history, aimed to open up fish passage on more than 400 miles of the river and its tributaries. While questions linger about the effectiveness of Kano Dam's fish ladder, improvements are underway to enhance salmon access to vital upstream habitats. The project was driven by tribes and environmental groups to restore the river and support the struggling salmon population. Now on to sports. College football's Week 6 odds feature Miami and Alabama favored in top 25 matchups. This week includes 2 significant games, with number 3 Miami facing number 18 Florida State, where Miami is favored by 4.5 points. In the Southeastern Conference, Alabama is favored by 10.5 points against Vanderbilt. Number 9, Texas, is a 6.5-point favorite at 1-3 Florida. 8 teams from the Associated Press Top 25 are actually on bye this week. And last night on Monday Night Football, the Dolphins beat the Jets in Miami 27-21. Tua Tagovailoa was 17 for 25, with 177 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and no interceptions. Justin Fields was 20 for 27, with 266 yards, 1 touchdown, and no interceptions. For Game 2 of the doubleheader, the Broncos beat the Bengals in Denver 28-3. Bo Nix was 29 for 42, with 326 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 interception. Jake Browning, in for the injured Burrow, was 14 for 25, with 125 yards passing, no touchdowns, and no interceptions. In local sports, the San Francisco Giants announced the dismissal of manager Bob Melvin on Monday, which turned attention to Bruce Bochy's future with the Texas Rangers, given the vacancy in our dugout. Bochy, who led the Giants to 3 World Series titles, is not ruling out a potential reunion after his mutual agreement to part ways with the Rangers. In an exclusive conversation, Bochy expressed, "I would always have a conversation with President of Baseball Operations Buster Posey about the Giants." While Bochy's departure may suggest retirement, he remains open to managing in San Francisco again. Posey emphasized the need for the Giants to return to playoff contention, stating, "That's what our fan base deserves." In top news, the credit market is humming, and that has Wall Street on edge. Concerns mount that a frothy market is concealing signs of excess as sudden bankruptcies rattle investors. United States credit markets are running hot, maybe too hot. Investors are eagerly buying corporate debt, even though the rewards are lower than they have been in decades. The frothy mood has some on Wall Street worried that the market is priced for perfection and ripe for a fall. 2 sudden bankruptcies in the auto sector have triggered conversations among bond investors and analysts. So far, there is no sign of wider fallout, but challenges like persistent inflation and rising defaults in private credit are concerning. In business news, Amazon has agreed to pay $2.5 billion to settle claims it misled Prime customers into automatic enrollment and made cancellation difficult. The Federal Trade Commission announced the settlement during a trial over the lawsuit, which accused Amazon of using manipulative user interface designs. Amazon will provide up to $51 to eligible customers and pay a $1 billion civil penalty. The company must also simplify cancellation processes and create a website explaining the settlement. Despite the settlement, analysts believe Amazon Prime's benefits will continue to attract consumers. Amazon shares fell about 1% following the announcement. In crypto movement, Bitcoin is up 2% to about $114,000. Ethereum is up 0.5% to just under 4,200. And XRP is unchanged at $2.88. Moving on to a more local vibe. In our community spotlight on health and wellness, we are working with a national Pilates studio to bring you some free classes, so listen up. Check out Club Pilates, with several locations in the San Diego area. Pilates presents a comprehensive wellness approach, cultivating strength, reducing tension, and elevating mental well-being. Scientific research affirms its benefits. So now you can check out Club Pilates for a free class, with locations in Encinitas, Solana Beach, Oceanside, La Jolla, and more. Just be sure to tell them Sunny Morning sent you by. And now, back to the show. Let's talk tech. In a recent comparison of navigation apps, Waze and Apple Maps were put to the test over 800 miles of driving. Both apps provide valuable features, but Apple Maps emerged as the top choice overall. While Waze offers a fun selection of voices, its interface can be distracting due to nearby users shown on the map itself. Apple Maps, with a cleaner interface, includes options for walking and biking, and its explicit directions are a standout feature. Additionally, Apple Maps allows users to download offline maps, which is crucial for areas with poor cell service. Ultimately, for reliability and clarity, Apple Maps takes the win. And in entertainment news, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter's production of Waiting for Godot is a stylish but shallow interpretation of Samuel Beckett's classic. While their onstage chemistry draws applause, the performance lacks depth and connection. Reeves portrays Estragon with a blend of childlike curiosity and weariness, while Winter's Vladimir feels stiffer and less skilled. The rush pacing hampers the dialogue's intended rhythm, overshadowing moments of silence that are essential to the play. Supporting characters, like Pozzo and Lucky, offer compelling mastery of Beckett's prose, adding intrigue to the production. However, the overall experience remains aesthetically pleasing yet hollow. Well, alrighty folks, it's time for the quote of the day. And today, our quote comes from the American philosopher and psychologist, William James. And he said, "The greatest discovery of any generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitudes." And that's a wrap for this morning. You can check out our Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for some captivating aerial videos with local news and the surf reports. Have an amazing day, my good friends. We'll see you tomorrow with another episode of Sunny Mornings, Ocean Beach.